Some time ago I did a very basic guide on this, so I think it's time to expand on it. The main reason most people take useless 50-50s is because of nerves or excitement. You simply don't see any other way to escape or close a fight because you are too caught up in the moment and tunnel vision. So the first step is to cure nerves. To do that I always suggest to chew gum. I elaborated a bit better on the why here, but for now we pull a source, trust me bro, and let's move on. Another thing that I noticed was that my room temperature played a big role. When it was cold I wasn't confident because I knew my fingers were cold. Plus, mind-muscle connection is better when your muscles are getting pumped with blood, so a warmer environment is factually better. Playing with a hoodie or an arm sleeve helped me with that. Last in this category, by the way we got timestamps, is mentality. The more you care about something, the more you will have performance pressure. Now, it is pretty easy to say, simply don't get anxious. So let's try to offer some practical tips. By the way, they also work outside of Fortnite. So, generally speaking, everything is focus related. Better, your focus is going places where it is needed. That takes away resources from where it is needed, so here are some things to take into consideration. First of all, we usually need to perform actions subconsciously instead of looking at the precise details. This will be clearer in the next part, but what this means is that you need to be comfortable with a skill, and the more you're focused on the teeny tiny details, the more likely it is that you will fail that skill. A practical example is when you have a public speak and start thinking about how your legs or hands are moving, or if you're acting human. Your focus goes into the wrong things and not to the task on hand. 2. The chemicals that signal your brain stress and excitement are the same. So if you talk to yourself enough and say that you're excited and not nervous, you will see a spike in confidence, which is exactly what we need in those situations. 3rd, we need to practice under stressful conditions. Again, we'll elaborate soon. 4th, abuse placebo. Some will say it works, and who am I to judge? Basically, have some routine or something that signals your brain that you're trying or that there is no need to worry. That might be something like a special warm-up routine, a special object, or whatever you choose. But let's look in game. How does a useless 50-50 usually happen? Well, you either force a fight that you could have not forced or took a stupid peek. This is both true offensively and defensively. To fix this, we will need 2 things. You to learn a move, only one, and spam it everywhere. The pit, 1v1s, arena, pubs, scrims, zero builds, Fortnite Season 1, at dinner, everywhere. It doesn't even have to be the right situation, because the first step is to make it a habit. Let your brain know that you have a good alternative. For example, start implementing this approach right here. Every time you see a box, simply do it. We don't take more than one, because you will start to question the situation. For example, if you learn A and B, you will think to yourself, is it better to do A or B in this situation? Nothing of that. You have one option, so there is no alternative. Understanding when to use it comes after you made your brain realize that it exists. You will start in lower stress environments and work your way up to the higher ones. This means you start in creative and then maybe progress to pubs or directly arena. And that is how you get rid of bad habits and build good ones. Here is where the gum comes in clutch again, because it will take some stress off in those arena situations. If it can help, put a sticky note on your monitor. Arena as well though has solo as the master discipline, because that is when the nerves are at the highest, because you can't talk to your duo. Now, I know most 50-50s are those where you run into your enemy because you full box them, and again, learn protected variations. Play windows, peanut butter peaks, etc, etc. The only reason you do those wide edits is because you haven't practiced the more covered ones in high stress environments. So your instinctive reaction is to take a stupid peek. Next is the concept of advantage. 50-50s are the best way to close fights quick, but as I talked about in the first one, we need to take a second to get a bit of info about peek habits, weapons, and health. Again, chewing gum really helps retain a clear head. Now it also can really help to understand what people near you do, aka how they rotate. Once this is clear, you can expect most plays and already pre-plan around them. This is more of a tournament advice though. In arena, simply scout a bit and assume that they're gonna key you, plus tilted collider is going to key you as well. So that gives you a general direction if you find yourself getting caught in mid game. This one is kind of a weird one, but play ranger. The way you have to play that shotgun to maximize its use is basically one box away, so it already gets you used to a slower, more distant pacing type of playstyle. The last two things go hand in hand because first, realistically, you have to play the high stress scenarios, but second, watch other people play high stress scenarios and then replay them in your head. This sounds weird, but it works wonders. Having that said though, if you learned something new in this video, this one will inevitably add to that, so I highly suggest you watch it, after leaving a like and maybe a comment, smiley face.